all the fence looks okay on this side. For those of you that follow the channel, you know that, well, we have 2 heifers and a steer. You see there's 2 heifers, a steer, and a big bull. Well, that big bull belongs to our neighbor. That's Franz. I might have mentioned him in previous videos. But yeah, he's been over on the other side with those 4 Herefords. But apparently he's expressed really no interest in those Herefords. He likes these Black Angus heifers that I have. After about 6 months or so being out in his pasture, he decided last night to get over the fence somehow. I kind of feel like it was inevitable. You're not going to stop a 2,000-pound bull, however much he may weigh. I'm going to try to find where he crossed over and see if we can correct that issue. Him and Benny have kind of been going at it. I think Benny's sort of on a power trip, so that's the steer. That's my steer that's been trying to mount him. I'm assuming that's kind of a power thing that Benny's doing, because he's a steer, which means was a bull, but he's got no testicles. But those 2 have just kind of been at it all day. Franz has also been trying to mount him. But anyways, yeah, so I got to find out where he came from. My plans have kind of gone back and forth. Originally, I talked about, well, for sure, Benny the steer was going to go to Locker. And I was originally talking about breeding our 2 heifers. But recently, I changed my mind. Since they were raised as bottle calves, had some input from others that suggested that if I want to try to breed some heifers, that I should just get some heifers that were not raised on bottles. Since my cattle were all raised on bottles, they're growing a little bit slower. Now it's kind of changed the situation a bit, because if I can't get Franz back over, obviously there's only one reason he came over, and that was to get with the 2 heifers here. So it just happened overnight. I'd say it's a fairly slim chance that he's done anything yet. Well, but who knows, because they know what they're doing and when they're supposed to do it. So who knows, maybe the deed's already done, and so maybe the decision's already been made for me. But right now I'm going to try to go see if I can round up my cattle and get Franz back over the other side. It might be a pointless move, considering if Franz made his way over here, he's probably going to make his way back. I've notified my neighbor. His suggestion was just to let them do their thing, especially since he knows that was sort of my original plan. Yeah, I'm kind of in a pickle of a situation. Let me go find out where this opening's at, and we'll go from there. All right, well, I just missed it. That's Franz. That's Nebula. He actually just mounted her. I don't know if he got in all the way, if you know what I mean, but yeah, he's definitely trying to do his thing. There he goes. Oh boy. Well, it's safe to say he's doing his deed right in front of me. As you can see, I don't think the concerns was my heifers weren't going to be big enough for him yet, and she almost really didn't support his weight. So hopefully, yeah, I might have to get him over. I don't want him to injure the heifers. There he goes again. Getting caught in the hot wire. And he just took out my hot wire. God damn it. I didn't expect to catch this all on camera, but you see there, Franz, the bull, just mounted Nebula. And he did it over here right by the hot wire, right by the fence that I was going to try to open up. And he got caught in the hot wire, tore out the hot wire. So now I got to get that fixed up. Hot damn, I didn't expect that. Okay. Heifers definitely aren't big enough yet, I think, for his weight, but I'm not gonna be able to get between them now. So this is pretty much the gate area that separates our pasture from our neighbor's pasture. I went along the entire side here to see if there's any evidence Actually, you know what? I think I see it. Huh, I just missed it. I was gonna say, I don't know where Franz got over the fence, but I think I just spotted it. Looks like it's right here. Not too obvious, but all this barbed wire was up. Looks like this got knocked down right here. So it looks like he jumped over right here, which is kind of surprising. You see how big he is, and you're kind of like, man, there's no way that bull can jump over that. But I've seen some of these cattle jump, and they can get over that fence. A lot of times the only thing that deters them is this measly little hot wire that runs along the bottom. But the hot wire, I did find out, is not running too hot on the neighbor's side, so that's probably what gave Franz the courage to jump the fence. This gate here is sort of what separates, well, is the entrance, and was the former entrance to that side of the property. But there's been hot wire strung along both sides of it. I'm gonna cut the hot wire, put a pull gate in, open up this gate, and hopefully somehow see if I can get Franz back over there. The plan is to somehow entice our cattle to the south area of our pasture. I don't know. I mean, at this point, I think the deed's already done. So it's kind of like, well, should I just go ahead and let him roam together? You know, he's shown a whole lot of interest. Ever since he's been put out in pasture here, Franz has shown a lot of interest in being with our cattle. Just doesn't care a whole lot for the Herefords that were placed with him. The owner of the Herefords and Franz is questioning if Franz has even done the deed with those Herefords, those heifers out there. They've been together for the last 6 months or so. And it's funny because he just never really hangs out a whole lot with those Herefords. He's always along the fence line, mooing and calling over my heifers. So he's finally over here, but yeah, and there they are by the watering hole, just hanging out. All right, let me fix this fence here. Well, these are the Herefords that Franz apparently doesn't care for. Good looking girls. Just put a pull gate on this side, so we'll get that unhitched. We'll swing the gate open, and we'll see if we can get big boy Franz back over here. Got a text from the farmer. His suggestion was to pretty much swing this gate open and open up all of our pastures for both of our cattle. That's of course if the plan is to have my heifers bred, which at this point probably has already happened, as I caught on video. So currently looks like Franz is hanging out there by himself. If that's the case, with the other three hanging out on the south side, I should be able to lock the other three up, maybe get Franz by himself. There we go. Okay, so I've got the three that I need to stay penned up there. Now Franz is out here. Let's see if we can get Franz out through the gate. I've got the gate open now. Here we go. Seems like he might be a bit irritated with me. Okay, so that was probably a little bit of wishful thinking on my part that he would, I'd be able to corral him into the other pasture. But what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to monitor him here on the camera. Hopefully he doesn't destroy my fence. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if he does, but I'm gonna wait and see if he just kind of goes back up to the north end of the property and heads back through the gate to the other heifers. And then if he does, I'll rush out there and then close the gate behind him. Let's try something else here. I'm gonna cross over. I'll call him. Hey, Cole! Hey, Cole! So as you see, mine will come over when I call him, and then Franz will follow. So I'll get them on this side, and I'll do the same thing. Come on. Hey, Cole! Hey, Cole! Let's go, girls and boy. Franz is following, that's good. All right, well, they've crossed over. We'll get Franz out of the way. Get over here. Hey, go! There we go. Hey, go! And they've crossed. There we go. Midnight over. My 3 cattle over. Franz is over there. Closing up the gate. I can tell you one thing. So Franz went over to his pond. He is not going to be happy when he comes back, realizes that he's been shut out. Yeah. Well, we should be back in business. Cows got their treat. Yeehaw! We're off! Got my 3 cattle in my pasture. Franz is back in his. We'll see if he stays put. If he doesn't, which I'm inclined to say he probably won't, but if he doesn't stay put and he jumps back over, maybe it was just meant to be, and I'll just leave him be. But this gave me a little fun adventure, so that settles it for now. Sorry guys for not posting any videos lately, but hopefully I get back at it. Till next time, thanks for watching guys, appreciate it. About 100 degrees today here in Kansas City, and I on really hot days I spare Bernard by putting him in our basement where it's a nice cool 60 or so degrees. Let's go, Bernard. And there he is. Probably doesn't want to step out of the AC, but you know, he's gotta go pee and drink also. But for the most part, when I put him down here, he'll stay asleep pretty much all day when he's in the cool basement. But now it's down to about mid upper 80s, cooled down enough, so he's back out. Let's go, Bernard.